Hey everybody, Mike Slifer here in the First Alert Forecast Center, and we are tracking rain. Perhaps you've heard the pitter-patter on your roof over the last few hours, and this is what we expected, where the showers would move into western Connecticut throughout the afternoon hours and steadily spread across the state. So let's jump right into First Alert Live radar. We are looking at perhaps some moderate rain moving into parts of southern Connecticut right now. We can actually take you there with First Alert Live radar. We'll zoom in on the 95 corridor. So this is going to be between, say, Branford and Clinton. We're looking at some more moderate rain moving through or into Guilford and Madison right now. So this does have some impacts on the 95 corridor, some impacts on Route 1. And you'll note some yellow pixels popping up basically right over downtown New Haven too. So certainly some moderate rain falling there. Let's zoom back out to the statewide perspective, take you into the quiet corner right now, where we also see some more moderate rain that just popped up through parts of Thompson and is now moving over the border and into Rhode Island. So certainly not anything that's going to cause any flooding issues or anything like that, but it could make things just a little bit difficult on the roadways. We have another downpour, one more to track here, moving through Westbrook. We'll zoom back into the shoreline here, and there you see it moving into Old Saybrook right now, and that's going to keep moving east. Next up will be Old Lyme and then East Lyme as it crosses over the Connecticut River. Outside of that, we're talking rain pretty much everywhere within the state's borders right now. A little bit of a lull maybe in the greater Norwich area and north to Windham and Willimantic, but again, we are expecting things to stay rather active here as the night goes on. We'll show you what it looks like to our west. So there's the swath of rain that we've been tracking. And you'll note those yellows that are popping up in central New Jersey. Those are moving to the northeast. So those could make their way into the state here shortly. And that is what we're expecting as we get a little bit later into the evening. Just some pockets of moderate, perhaps briefly heavy rainfall. And then things eventually will shut down. Look at how dry everything is in western New York, western Pennsylvania. In fact, most of the state of Pennsylvania at this point in time is much drier. So dry air that gets mixed in will eventually prevent some of this rain from falling. But here's a live look in our iCam in New London. 51 degrees right now, wind to the southeast at 8 miles an hour, and we really can't see much of anything with the raindrops on the camera lens. A live look in our iCam in Middletown right now. Off in the distance, we can see the cloudiness certainly. We're looking over Route 9 here, and it looks wet. And that's because it is wet outside. We'll take you live next to Rocky Hill, another iCam view that is shrouded right now in raindrops as we look off to the southeast here. And we'll take you live to Torrington. More raindrops on the camera lens. And we'll finish off in Waterbury. And guess what we're going to see? That's right, raindrops on the camera lens. So this is the story across the state right now. 48 degrees in the Brass City, winded out of the south-southeast at 10 miles per hour. And First Alert Futurecast shows the rain continuing through 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, midnight. But once we get into the pre-dawn hours tomorrow, everything begins to dry out. Not only that, but we are actually expecting a bit of a lull in the rain throughout most of the day tomorrow. Some showers may try to pass by to our southeast, but we do expect to miss out on most of that activity. As such, we will see temperatures climb back up into the upper 50s, perhaps even the lower 60s. We'll be 4 degrees shy of the record for the Hartford area and for Bridgeport. So while we are close and it will be unseasonably warm, we're not expecting to actually reach that record. In other words, the record should be safe. And you'll note on our planner here, just a couple of raindrop icons at the shoreline, in the morning hours. So it's all thanks to this warm front that lifts north tonight. It's lifting north as we speak, and we certainly are milder behind it. Look at this, 9 a.m. south of Long Island, some pretty heavy rainfall, but it stays away from Connecticut. And then we have the cold front that will cross later tomorrow afternoon and evening. And along that, we do see the risk of maybe some showers and perhaps even an isolated rumble of thunder. But behind that front, the chillier air starts to move in for Thanksgiving. So let's take you chronologically through the day. On Thanksgiving morning, the Powerhouse Gym 5K in Berlin, 6:45 a.m., 39 degrees, wind out of the west-southwest at 7 miles per hour, but dry. Next up, the Manchester Road Race. That's at 10 a.m., 40 degrees, wind out of the west-southwest at 12 miles per hour, becoming breezy. If you're a spectator for either or if you're participating, just know that the wind will make it feel a little bit chillier out there. And throughout the day on Thanksgiving, we are expecting temperatures to peak in the mid and upper 40s, which is pretty normal for late November. By 8 o'clock Thursday evening, we are down into the upper 30s. We will see a little bit more in the way of sunshine early on, and then we may see the clouds break apart a little bit later too. Just to put this in perspective, that's pretty close to where we've been the last several years when it comes to Thanksgiving temperatures. 61 in 2020 was the outlier. Otherwise, 52 2021, 50 2022. It was 50 degrees in 2023. It was 42 last year, a little bit chillier. We'll come in between last year and 2023. So again, pretty close to what you would expect this time of year. In other words, seasonable norms. Now for Thanksgiving Day specifically, records go back to 1905 for the Hartford area. 69 was the warmest Thanksgiving Day in 1933. The coldest, 2018, 9 degrees. We're not expecting anything like that, although Black Friday will be a little bit chillier. The wettest and snowiest both occurred in 1971. 7.6 inches of snow fell on Thanksgiving Day, the liquid equivalent plus any rainfall equaling 1.56 inches. So again, not really a concern given that things do dry out. For the Black Friday forecast, temperatures in the lower 30s to begin the day, but will be windy on Black Friday. That's going to make it feel colder outside. We're talking wind chill values in the lower 20s throughout the morning hours and into the lower 30s by the afternoon, with temperatures about 10 degrees higher than that. So here's a snapshot of what it will feel like at 8 o'clock in the morning on Friday, about 20 to 25 degrees. If you're one of the people that likes to get up early and do some Black Friday shopping, just be sure to bundle up. A little bit in the way of relief later Friday afternoon. Another thing to maybe consider doing on Friday is raking your leaves. We're saying that conditions may be a little bit poor, though, because of the strong wind gusts. By Saturday, it's a bit better out there. We'll be dry, wind gusts 15 to 20 miles per hour. So while we do see a calmer wind relative to Friday, the wind will not be entirely calm. Temperatures on Saturday, after starting off in the 20s, only make it into the lower 40s. On Sunday, we're milder, clouds will be building, and then showers return later on Sunday. So we do expect temperatures to peak in the upper 40s on Sunday. But beyond that, we have something else to give you the first alert to. That's our next big thing. It's 1 week from now, so Tuesday, December 2nd, rain and snow will be possible. It really depends on the track of a storm, how it moves relative to us here in southern New England and Connecticut. And also, there are some timing differences too. So we'll show you a snapshot of Tuesday, December 2nd at 7 p.m. You'll note the American model shows that we have a storm system nearby, maybe brushing Connecticut. It's worth noting that a previous run of this model had snow across the state. Now, think of each of these models as a different tool in our tool belt. They help us make the forecast. They help us pick out long-term pattern changes, trends, things like that. But they're not gospel. In other words, we understand that models, especially farther out in time, are erroneous. So that's why you see perhaps such a different solution between the GFS and the the American model and the European model here at 7 p.m. on Tuesday. The ECMWF, the European model, really not showing much of anything nearby. So we'll be watching this very closely. But as we see it right now, we just wanted to give you the first alert that we're keeping an eye on that time frame. The other big story out there tonight is the temperatures. Mid and upper 40s inland, low 50s along the shoreline, meaning we are about 10 to 20 degrees warmer right now than we were yesterday at this point in time. And we expect those temperatures to keep on climbing. Look at this hourly temperature trend here. Out of the 40s into the 50s, back into the lower 50s as we approach dawn tomorrow. Rain icons there from now until about 2 in the morning. And then it's just the lingering cloudiness. So we do expect things to dry up heading into the pre-dawn hours tomorrow. Here's the First Alert 7-day forecast. Showers late on Wednesday, breezy on Thursday. We're windy on Friday. And we can't rule out some isolated flurries on Friday. None of it will stick. No impact to your plans other than the fact it will feel a bit chilly outside. And then we are down into the 20s on Saturday morning. Breezy Saturday afternoon, but at least it will be sunny. High temperature around 40 degrees. Into the 20s Saturday night, and then showers return later on Sunday. Given the milder air that surges in, those will be in the form of rain. We're above freezing into Monday morning. We'll be battling cloudiness on Monday, and then Tuesday next week, 39 degrees inland, rain and snow will be possible. Just as a point of reference, the normal high early next week is 45 degrees. So not too far off from normal on Monday, a little bit below normal on Tuesday. Along the shoreline, we're expecting temperatures to peak near perhaps just under 60 degrees tomorrow. 47 on Thursday, 43 on Friday, 42 Saturday. Back near 50 on Sunday, into the upper 40s Monday, and then the chilliest day of the next 7, Tuesday next week. So if we can get a storm system to move in at the right time, perhaps we will end up with a chance for some rain or snow showers. Again, a lot to be deciphered there. We are looking, of course, just at Thanksgiving, and tomorrow looks like an excellent day for travel. Thursday looks like a great day overall, and then Friday too. Yes, it's a little windy out there, but you'll just have to make sure you grab some layers if you plan on doing any Black Friday shopping. We, of course, will have you covered on the First Alert forecast on the Wax at 10 and Channel 3 tonight at 11 with Chief Meteorologist Mark Dixon. We'll have much more for you throughout our newscast tomorrow with Scott Haney, and another First Alert Weather Extra here tomorrow morning with Jill Gilardi. So if you want to do any of those last-minute travel plans, see what the forecast is, be sure to tune in. Otherwise, you can join us on the Wax in 20. We'll see you at 10.